It's Kate and I'm back with another scrapbook layout process video for Hipkit. This week I am doing a product focus, which I haven't done up to date, and I'm using my products that I'll be focusing on are the heart cut file, which you saw just at the start of the video there, and mixed media. So I have started with a white piece of Brazil cardstock, and before I started the video I cut out that gorgeous heart cut file just on another piece of white cardstock and just put that to one side. And now I'm going to start working on some of my mixed media in the background. So I tried a bit of a different technique with this. Usually I put white gesso on the back of my page with either a big paintbrush that tends to leave lots of paintbrush marks, or I try and buff it in with my finger, which gets a bit messy, and then you're back and forward to the bathroom to wash your hands. So I thought, well, there's got to be a better way of doing it. So I just had some old makeup sponges which worked really well. So I didn't put it on all of the page, I just put it roughly around where the heart cut file was going to sit, and I just rubbed that in with the sponge. And because they're only cheap little sponges, you can wash them or just throw them away and just use another one for the next one. So I dried that with my heat tool, and for the mixed media I'm going to be using a combination of different shimmers and inklings that we've had in this colour kit, which the kit that I'm using for this month is this is the January 2021 Hip kit, but some of the other colours we've got in recent kits as well, so they're all from the Hip kits. There's a combination of the inklings that I'm using are the purple colour is Precious Posy, and then I used Oaky Bear Blue and Meet Me at Sunset, so that's the blue and the yellow, and I sort of mixed those together. The shimmers, there's a gorgeous, the gold one is a shimmers which is called Christmas Cheer, which I used as well. So they're just activated with water, and I'm just taking a tiny bit on my paintbrush and putting it on some packaging, just mixing it to get the colour that I want, adding a bit more water to make it a bit more fluid. And it's just a case of me I put some down with the packaging, move it about to where I like it. I dry in between layers with my heat tool to make sure that the colours don't run, and then I splatter as much as I can to my heart's content. Okay, so I'm happy with the background now, so I'm going to move on to my picture. So I've gone for a Valentine's theme on this layout, hence the heart cut file. So I picked a picture of my husband and I back where times were a bit more normal. Earlier was still not completely normal. Earlier on in the year when I managed to get out for a meal just in time for my birthday, which was good. So I'm just going to mat that onto white cardstock, and waste not want not, I'm just going to use the excess that was left over from the cut file, and I'm just going to place that on the right hand side. Now I'm just going to there's a gorgeous 12 by 12 sheet there that's full of purple frames, which is just absolutely stunning. So I've picked some of those out, and I'm just going to use those as layering pieces. So I just cut a frame for the top right hand side as well, because I'm just going to use that as another focal point within the layout. So now I'm just, and you can't see because it's just slightly off shot, is I'm just rummaging through some of the gorgeous embellishments that we've got. So the January 2021 hip kits are stunning again. They really are. They're full of exclusives again, which I just find unbelievable that Kim and Kimberly can continue to think of all these wonderful products month after month. But they've absolutely smashed it again. So it's full of exclusives. The collection is called Dream Big. So they all of the things that we've received in the kit work perfectly together. So I picked some floral embellishments and ephemera that I'm going to use to layer around the picture. There are some gorgeous chipboard pieces as well. So there's one there that says, I think it says "You Make Life Better," brighter. Sorry. So I've pulled that out, and that looks really nice. There's a full 12 by 12 sheet of those speech bubbles that have got all different sayings in that would fit for many different layouts as well. So I've cut some of those out. I'm just going to do the title on underneath the top left hand side cluster there. So I'm going to use the 2 alpha sets that were in the kit, and they're both exclusives. So I'm going to use the white smaller alphas to spell out the word amazing, and then there's some gorgeous purple ones that just match perfectly with some of the other embellishments that I've used. And what I'm also doing just when I finish that is I wanted to find some other floral pieces to cluster around the photo, and there is a gorgeous 12 by 12, and I'm completely aware that I use the word gorgeous to explain nearly everything in this kit, but that is because they just genuinely are gorgeous, stunning, beautiful papers. There's a 12 by 12 sheet that's just stunning, gorgeous, beautiful, amazing. That is part of the exclusive kit within January 2021, and the paper itself, I'm trying to think what it's called. It's called Fresh Start, and it's a full 12 by 12 sheet of lots of beautiful flowers and leaves that you can cut out and fussy cut to your heart's content. So I just took that off camera and I cut some of those out. That's what you saw me doing there. And what I've also done in the meantime is I decided that I wanted to keep some of the parts where the flowers are on the cut file. I actually wanted to keep those so that they were 3D and they weren't completely stuck down. But I also wanted to add some interest to the rest of the cut file. So I just took it through my sewing machine and just stitched the rest of the parts where there aren't the flowers. So the rest of the heart design, I've just run that through my sewing machine. I'm going to have to apologise for this half of the video because this is where you see how skilled I actually am at making YouTube videos and how skilled I am at making sure that my setup's completely in shot and everything is going as it should be. Clearly, I have not done that, and half of the layout is now out of shot, which I really apologise for, but I think you still managed to see most of it is what I'm doing. So I fussy cut some of the other bits out of that piece of paper that I told you about, but I still wanted to add a few other pieces. So I decided to, one of the January cut files, so I opened it up on my Silhouette software, and because I only wanted small floral leaves as such, I just used the cutting tool just to cut a small section of the cut file off and separate it from the rest of the cut file. And then I cut that out I used that dark navy cardstock that's in the cardstock kit, and I also cut the same designs out on the light blue cardstock. So just so as I could nestle in between the photos, as you can see me doing, just for a bit more interest. So just to finish the layout, just because I thought it was looking too white and it needed a bit more colour, I just did my favourite technique where you just cut a corner out and fold the edges of the paper over, and just put a band of coloured paper underneath. So I did that there, and I just use an ordinary stapler just to staple the edges, and the staples just give a bit more added texture and interest to the page as well. I did the same on the top of the layout, and I just used a pink piece of paper, and then I just went in with some journaling just to finish it off. I did decide after I finished filming that I still wasn't happy after I took the pictures, and still didn't think that it looked, that you sort of lost the cut file in the background. So what I did after I stopped filming is I just took some of the Precious Posy inklings, and I just put some water in, but made sure that it wasn't too watered down, so the colour was still quite vivid. And I just painted that cut file and just painted it a purple colour, and that just really made it pop and really finished it off nicely. So thank you so much for watching, guys. I really appreciate it. If you would like this video, if you did like the content, then I would appreciate that as well. If you would subscribe, it would make my day. And I hope you have a lovely week, guys, and I will speak to you soon. Bye.